There's a Tibetan teacher. He took a large piece of paper and he posted it, and he drew it was big blank. He drew a tiny little V on it, and then he asked the students that were there, "Well, what is this?" And everybody said it was a bird. And he said, "It's the sky with a bird flying through it. The sky with a bird flying through it." And this speaks to the habit of our mind, which is we fixate on the bird, we fixate on the object, we fixate on our thoughts or the sounds or whatever's in the foreground, other people, on the forms, not on the background, on the formless quality of awareness, on spirit, on wholeness. So if I ask you, who are you? You might give your gender identity or sexual orientation or your age or ethnicity, your type of work, your race, you might talk about your parents, your partners, roles with people. Um, you might say, I'm a person who loves beauty or who has this talent, say athletics or art, or has that weakness. You get the idea. These are the kind of things that we might say when we say, who are you? As many of you know, I often refer to the story of the Golden Buddha, which was for centuries covered by plaster and clay until they discovered it was actually a solid gold Buddha. We identify with the covering, with the mask, with the persona, and we forget the gold that's shining through. We forget the light of presence. Let's take a little experiment here, another reflection. For the next 15 seconds, I'd like to invite you to try not to be aware. Okay, starting now, try not to be aware. Try not to be aware. Okay, that's enough. Now, if I did a hand raise and said, how many of you were successful? Most of you wouldn't raise your hand. Some would, but most wouldn't. Now, again, just take a moment to pay attention to, you might close your eyes or just go inward a little. And take a moment again to try not to be aware. And now just to notice the quality of awareness that's here. Awareness is here. What's it like? What do you notice about awareness? What's fundamental about awareness itself? Can you sense that awareness is utterly open? There's no center, there's no boundary. Can you sense that awareness is knowing? It's inherently knowing, cognizant. Can you sense that awareness has got a tenderness to it? It's sensitive, responsive. And can you sense that awareness is always already here? So here's the challenge, that if you're striving to find awareness, to realize what or who you are, the striving blocks it. What'll happen is you'll generate an image or a story or an idea, not a direct, you won't directly inhabit this formless reality. Another illustration that comes to mind, it's like being in a motorboat trying to get to calm waters, to a place of peace or stillness. But everywhere you go, the roar of the motor is there, and it's stirring up more waves. And what's needed really is just to turn off the motor, to stop trying to get anywhere, just to be. It's already here. Just be. So the most basic approach to realizing the ocean, to realizing true nature, is letting go of control, not trying to get somewhere else. It's non-doing. It's a kind of surrendering presence. So this is the first approach to being the awareness that is who we are. And it really has to do with, when it's quiet, just practicing non-doing, just being with what is, relaxing with, really surrendering any controlling. And I encourage you, especially if there's some quietness in your sittings, every time you practice, a little bit of time where there's just non-doing presence, not controlling.